What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, the podcast where we talk about movies and comics and everything in between. My name is Darren, aka DJ, and I am joined by my two siblings, my brother
What's up,
Derek,
everybody?
and my sister
Danielle.
So, guys, this week we checked out Toy Story 4. That hit theaters this past Friday.
You got a friend in me.
I just bet you were holding on to that. Like, he's like, oh, I'm going to say you got a friend in me.
That's no. The thing for tonight. You have a friend in me.
Gosh, no one wants to be your friend.
So, I guess you don't want him to be your friend. No.
Oh.
No, not at all.
Oh.
So yeah, Toy Story 4 came out in theaters and the critics gave it a pretty high review. So we're going to give our own thoughts on the movie. So we'll start spoiler free for those who want to go check it out still, and then we'll do a little bit of a spoiler section. We'll just start off. I think only me and Danielle saw it.
Yeah. You didn't see it, right?
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. All right. I guess it would be kind of weird for him to go to the movie by himself with the.
You could have borrowed your kid.
You know what? There were almost no children in the theater I went to.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
It's like when I saw Lion King reintroduced.
Yeah.
It was like no kids. It was like everyone in their 20s who grew up with the Lion King.
Yeah, but then there were old people too. Like just old couples in the theater. I'm like, oh, y'all seen Toy Story? All right.
Toy Story's a classic, man. I mean,
it is a classic. Also, it seemed like it was pretty popular. A few of the shows were sold out that I was trying to go to.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And
That's pretty good.
I had to go change theaters and whatnot.
You went to the one up the street?
I went to Macedonia.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The one up the street was like empty.
Oh, well, that theater sucks.
Yes, it does.
It's not good. But first, let's just give our general thoughts. So, Danielle, what did you think about the movie?
I will say it was just okay to me. Like, it was nothing special. I don't think it was a bad movie. It had a good story and feeling and all of that. I don't know. Just nothing about it just made me like, oh, I love this movie. It was it was a movie.
All right. I enjoyed the movie. It got some good laughs out of me. I thought it was pretty funny.
I didn't think it was funny at all.
No? Okay.
Like, I don't think there was a single part of that where I was like, oh, that's funny.
Oh, like I laughed out loud in the theater.
Like, not a single scene.
Wow, okay. Well,
wow.
You know.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. This might just be you.
I mean, it's definitely just me.
So, yeah, my wife laughed too. She was in the theater. She thoroughly enjoyed it. The story was good. They definitely put some work. Like, that's the thing I like about Pixar. They do put effort into their movies, and they put work into the writing and where they wanted the movie to go. So that was excellent, I thought. Yeah, okay. So you said you thought the story was decent too.
Yeah.
But no humor for you.
I did not think it was funny, no.
Wow. I thought it was really funny. Okay. I'm going to put quotations around jump scares. I didn't mind it, but my wife jumped in the theater.
Was it the dummies?
Yeah, with the dummies.
They're creepy.
They are very creepy, but I think they were creepy on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's an all-around good movie. If you have children, I would say definitely take them to go see it. They're going to enjoy it. My 3-year-old, I know he can't follow the story fully, but he was sitting there enjoying the movie fully.
Has he seen the other ones?
No, this is his first Toy Story movie.
Oh, well, I mean, what you doing?
Excuse me. I only own Toy Story 3. I don't have the other two.
Oh, well, I'm like, you're missing out. I mean, you got to introduce him to it right.
Okay. In
he
order?
Can't have a friend
Yes,
in me
in
if
order.
he doesn't watch Toy Story 1 and 2.
Right. You got to get attached to Woody and Buzz.
Yes.
And just go down the line.
Oh, Did you feel that Buzz was kind of underused in this?
Definitely. This story was definitely about Woody, kind of with him finding himself.
Yeah.
Which is what I think, which makes, I guess when we get to the spoiler, I'll bring up my other thoughts about it. But this was all about Woody for sure.
Yeah, I think actually my only gripe about this movie kind of revolves around Buzz. There's something in his character that seems a bit off about me in the movie, and like you said, when we get into spoilers, we go, but he doesn't seem as intelligent as he did in previous movies.
He seemed too reliable because Woody said you got to listen to your inner voice.
Yeah.
And it's like every decision he made, he was like pressing his button to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he has 3 buttons. How come we only press one? Is that the only talk button? Does the other ones only do
I don't know
lights
what
or
the
whatever?
other ones do.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was just, that is what I thought about watching this movie.
Yeah. That is one of my gripes. That was it, actually. It was it was weird for Buzz, I think.
Well, I did thought it was interesting that they didn't really use a lot of the other toys. They were all just kind of background. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely Woody and Bo Peep was pretty much the...
Yeah, and the other toys were just like, oh yeah, we're still here on the... I was going to say the boat, but
that might have been the route to go, you know?
I think, because otherwise, wouldn't it just be like every other Toy Story movie?
Yeah. They definitely made it different. Mm-hmm. I feel that it's actually a fitting conclusion. I think it concludes it better than Toy Story 3 does.
Is it a conclusion? Is what my thought was going to be. Because this movie's going to make a ton of money.
It needs to be a conclusion.
It needs to be, but I feel like, will they... Well, see, studios don't never do that. They don't never just end.
Yeah. They should. Because
you could have ended with 3. I think
you're just going to ruin a good franchise. Like, some things are good to just be left alone.
I feel like they might come out with some offshoots, probably.
But see, that's when we get to the other part, I'm going to be like, is it the same, though?
Yeah. Because I think Toy Story itself is going to be done. Because I thought Pixar said they weren't making any more.
Did they say that after 3?
Well, they were saying for all their movies.
Okay, so just all original movies after what, Frozen?
I guess. Isn't that just Disney?
I don't know.
I think Frozen's just Disney.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They both do
Frozen
the
is
same
Disney.
Whatever. It's another movie I have not seen. Don't want to see. Don't care.
Yeah, I haven't seen Frozen either.
I haven't either. Don't even know what it's about.
Yeah. It's about 2 sisters who don't get along. Which apparently is the thing that sisters do.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it is in conclusion. If it is, I feel like it kind of, the way it ends, I think like, hey, you know what? That's an excellent way, because we started with a certain toy and then you end at that toy's journey, end of that toy's journey.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a fitting conclusion. I mean, afterwards I was like, so that means there's no Toy Story 5.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
We'll watch they do that.
Probably. They probably will. Yeah. They'll probably do that. So, okay. I think that's about it for non-spoilers. We can jump into spoilers.
It's kind of hard to talk about it without spoilers.
Yeah. First, rating. What would you rate this? This is going to be wildly different. I know.
It is. I'm going to give it a 7.
You're giving it a 7?
Because I want to be nice.
Okay. Oh, wow. That was her being nice. I'm giving it a 9.
I know you was.
Yeah.
I saw it all over your face. You wanted to give this a 9. I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah. So there you have it. Danielle says 7 out of 10. I say 9 out of 10. I would definitely say if you're a fan of Toy Story, go see it. It's definitely a movie to see. There's no reason not to see it.
No, there's not.
Kids will enjoy it. The family can enjoy it. I feel like it was well put together. Spoilers. So, the story.
Could we?
Let's start there. What was the movie about?
Okay, so Bonnie is starting kindergarten, so I'm guessing this is starting shortly after the third one ended.
Mm-hmm.
Bonnie is starting kindergarten. Obviously, she's a little apprehensive, a little lonely. The little kids, they ain't playing with her, stole her crayons. I'm like, punch that boy in his face.
Oh, he straight up like jacked her crowns.
Stole her stuff.
Didn't even say, he just went and
Yeah.
took them. I'm like, dang.
I know, dirty. Oh, well, we forgot the main part. Bonnie does not play with Woody.
Oh yeah, she has. Yeah,
she plays with like all the other toys, but him.
And then, well, she's a girl, right? So it makes sense. So she started making
Jesse
the sheriff.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You generally go towards the toys that fits
so
you.
Woody's feeling a little left out, but he felt like he needed to protect Bonnie when she go to kindergarten, so he snuck into her backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And he did help her because after that boy, that wretched little kid, stole her stuff, he saved the day by grabbing items out of the trash for her, and thus she built Sporky.
Yes,
I mean, Forky. It's a spork named Forky.
Forky. Yes. So this gets to an interesting part because I actually did not expect and this wasn't the conflict for the entire movie, but I didn't expect for the start of the movie for it to be that Forky is trying to throw himself away. Like, that's the conflict, and they're trying to stop him from throwing himself away because he's like, I'm trash, I need to be in the trash.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
I do think the story was a little surprising because from what I saw in the trailer, I thought the movie was going to be about something else.
Mm-hmm.
I thought most of it, I mean, I guess it kind of was most of them saving Forky, but it was also about other things too.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, didn't we already do this? But it was different, so that was cool.
Yeah. The setup with Woody and his character was pretty good because we said it started the movie with this flashback. Mm-hmm. And it kind of showed because Woody had an opportunity, Bo Peep was being given away, and he had an opportunity to sneak in a box and just pretend like, he was lost so he can continue to spend his time with Bo Peep. But it set up that Woody cared more about the kids, and since Andy cared so much about Woody, he couldn't bring himself to just go ahead and do that, so he stayed. Yeah. And that showed throughout the whole movie. That was his whole character thing, was he had to protect the kid.
Right.
That he was
like loyalty to the kid at all costs, which was kind of like what the conflict was in this movie, because it got to the point where there was like, Woody, you're being selfish. This is no longer about Bonnie, but more about you wanting to be needed.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like a good revelation to realize, like, you're right. I'm doing all of this. And it's like, he ended up hurting the other toys.
Yeah.
Trying to, help.
Yeah. And it got that way. And that's why I really like this movie. And this is partially why I grade it so high, because it's a nuanced story. It has depth. Will children understand all of it? No. But when you make good content, when you have depth in your story and stuff like that, even though kids won't understand it. I harken back to the 90s X-Men cartoon. Mm-hmm. I did not understand half the stuff that was going on in that cartoon, but I still thought it was great because you put all that stuff in it, and as I grew older, I could start to understand more. Mm-hmm. So rather than dumbing it down, like some of the cartoon movies that come out now, it's just super... nothing, you know. So I just thought it was really good.
I would agree with that, and it's kind of what I don't like about a lot of stuff. Like a lot of I don't watch cartoons anymore, but it's like stuff that I do see. It's so dumbed down, It's like kids won't be able to understand, Batman the Animated Series, or Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Hero, which is so much better than Avengers Assemble. Just saying. Yeah, it was. It's just Avengers Assemble, which is so stupid and dumbed down. I'm like, what is the point of this? Like, you can have something with a little bit of depth, with a little bit of meaning.
Yeah, you can still have be silly and have depth in the story. And with Toy Story 4, they did that. Yeah, it's a kids movie. You want stuff that the kids can laugh at and enjoy, but by putting that depth in the story, that's how you create franchises like that. And that's why, as an adult, I wanted to go back and see a Toy Story movie. So, good move on their part, I would say.
I would agree with that. Yep.
Yeah. So we both positive on the story. The issue I had with Buzz, you kind of touched on it. So he had a conversation with Woody, and Woody was basically saying his conscience is what is telling him he has to take care of Bonnie, which I think he was real on. It just kind of devolved into this selfish thing as it went on.
Yeah.
So Buzz, which I get, the joke was kind of funny at first, because Woody says, "Oh, I got to listen to that little voice inside me," and Buzz is like, "Who's the little voice inside you?"
Right.
Not getting that it was a conscience.
Right, so he doesn't understand how conscience works. So his idea, or thought, understanding, I should say, is that it's the little mechanical voice. You press his button, and it's like, reach for the... Oh, I'm sorry, that's Woody's.
That is Woody.
What does Buzz say?
It's a
To infinity and beyond.
secret mission. It's a secret mission to an uncharted space.
Yeah. Apparently, Buzz has unlimited sayings. I'm like, he has
there was tons. There were new
toys
ones.
have like 4. This dude had 50.
Yes, there were so many. I was like,
so many. Because like the one scene where he's like, he wants to help, but he's like listening to his inner voice, so he kept pressing it, and they kept telling him different ways of leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how many of these things do you have?
that was played for as a joke, but still, yeah.
Well, that was a lot. So yeah, very unusual for a toy to have that many voices.
Yeah, and I don't know, because it just felt weird, because in the other Toy Story movies, without mentioning it, it seems like, Buzz Lightyear has a conscience. I mean, they're living...
Or he knows what to do.
Yeah.
Even his unplanned plan is a plan.
Yeah.
It seemed like sometimes he just react, but at least he was doing something. And in this movie, it felt like he didn't do anything without pressing the button.
Yeah, so I felt like they just played the joke a bit too long, because it basically the entire movie.
Yeah.
So it would have been funny if he just did that the first time, and then, to start the mission, he did it. But then they should have left it there.
Yeah, I didn't really have an issue with it, but I mean, now that you're bringing it up, I would agree that it was pretty much that's all Buzz did.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
And it's like, it feels weird because he's such an important character.
But he wasn't. But then again, this movie was about Woody.
Yeah. So. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Bo Peep, they made her into quite a beast.
I don't know. She's like a ninja now or something.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it was found like after she was given away, the kid didn't, because basically Bo Peep is a nightlight, which I didn't realize at first.
I didn't either, because I don't know if they showed the lamp.
Yeah.
In any of the other ones, because Andy just kind of played with her as a regular toy.
Yeah.
But you could tell that she's kind of ceramic, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So she's a nightlight. So the person that she was given to didn't need her anymore, and she ends up in an antique store and no one buys her, so she kind of goes off to I guess a carnival in the playground where there's always kids wanting to play, which kind of makes sense. So she's never alone, and then they have like all these other toys. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a ton of kids we get to play with today, which I thought was kind of an interesting concept.
So that was pretty good, and like what I liked about it is they gave her a reason for it. Like, she wasn't just like amazing all of a sudden. They gave her a reason. All those years spent, like, she's on her with other toys, but she's surviving outside in order to make it. It made sense that she picked up these skills. And I know some people might complain, like, oh, SJW, feminists, blah, 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 type of deal.
Who's complaining about this?
Every time there's a strong female character, I hear it. So
I mean, they're lost toys. You got to develop some skills. If you out on the street, you better develop some skills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just glad that they put it in a way where it made sense and it was good. Like, there was a reason for her to be that way, basically. So I thought that was done excellent. There was no real villain by the end of this movie.
No, everyone was kind of happy. I guess Maggie, was that her name? Maggie?
Was it Maggie? Who
the doll.
The doll? Chatty
Cathy? No. Nope, that's a comic strip.
Patty, I forget her name. Polly?
No, it was no Polly.
She's a doll that talks.
Yes, okay. So basically, she wants Woody's chat box, thinking that is what's going to get her played with.
Yeah.
So eventually, Woody, after he realized how wrong he was, he trades with it. So
Yeah.
his voice box, he trades her broken one for his so he can get Forky back, because Forky ended up hostage.
Yeah.
With the creepy dummy and the doll, we don't remember her name was.
Those dummies, man.
Super creepy.
Super creepy. And they definitely did those, and again, quotation jump scares on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, but she does evolve from being the enemy to, like, I guess you're supposed to feel bad for her, but I was like, whatever, leave her in a box.
Yeah. Apparently she was broken. She was defective. So it wasn't like it was broken.
Yeah.
It never worked.
Yeah, she never worked, so no one ever played with her.
Yeah.
And so, she felt some type of way about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did play her off as a real villain at the beginning because,
Well, at
they
the
were
beginning,
ripping.
she really was.
Yeah, they were ripping Woody's voice box out of him.
Yes, yes, they were legit snatching that thing out of him.
I'm like, jeez. So that was something. But by the end, she finds someone, which I thought that was fine. I'm glad they didn't do, like, the kid that she wanted.
Right, like the girl. But I saw that coming, though, didn't you? That she thought the girl who grandmother owns the antique store was going to, like, as soon as her voice spot worked, that the girl was going to want her. And the girl was literally like, nah.
Yeah.
And tossed her.
I saw it during the scene. I'm like, oh, she's not going to choose her. Like, it just seemed, the way it was going, I'm like, oh, that's going to suck. And, because they played it up like it was supposed to be a wonderful scene, and she was finally going to get a kid to play with her. And,
And she didn't.
Yeah, so I'm glad it didn't do that because it actually made it end in a better way.
Right. Yeah, because she ended up getting a girl. Well, she was able to help. I guess the whole thing was like helping your kid.
Yeah.
So she was able to help the lost kid. So this girl will end up really wanting her and probably be attached with her,
Yeah,
forever.
and I guess that was the end message. That was the point.
Yeah.
The point of the toys is to help children or make them feel happy or whatever. And so that's what they do. Kind of opposite of Toy Story 3 since the preschool was so horrible.
Yes. Well, everyone knows how kids in preschool are awful, awful things.
I couldn't imagine. But I told Colton, my son, I told him, I was like, that's what his toys were doing at home. Like they were having a party.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it. The family was funny. Oh, this unicorn. Okay, there's a stuffed unicorn.
That unicorn is demented, and he's just like, we can frame Dad for murder, and they're like, no, we're not doing that.
It's like, oh, the dad's so going to jail. I'm like, what is wrong with this toy? Like, he literally kept trying to send Bonnie's father to jail.
Yes.
So.
I guess it was kind of like Bunny and Ducky, like their plan to get the key.
Yeah.
And it all evolved with them attacking the old lady.
Okay, so Key and Peele is in this movie.
Yes.
And their characters, I'm sorry, it's funny. I thought they were funny.
But I saw it in the trailer, so it wasn't funny anymore.
They did give it away, and it was probably a draw for people.
Yes.
They gave away
it
a
would
lot
have
of
been
their
funny
stuff.
if I didn't already see it.
Yeah. Especially the part you're talking about when they're
Yes.
trying to get the key from the old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they had the third part of that where they go on this long story about, like, and every time they would say how they were getting the key, like, it would actually show it in the movie. Mm-hmm. So it's like this long story. She goes home, eats dinner, takes a bath, and, like...
Right, it's relaxed. She's in the bed.
Yeah.
And then they're...
And then they're like, they attack her for the key while she's sleeping. I'm like, I don't... So they were funny. I did enjoy them. I kind of feel what you're saying. I feel like they're going to try to do something with those characters. I don't think they should. Toy Story should just end at this point.
I think it should because... Well, wait. Let's talk about Duke Kaboom before we talk about the ending.
Okay.
Was we supposed to really like this character? Because I was just kind of blah on him.
They did market him like that. I did, yeah. I don't know. The posing was kind of funny, but I saw it in the trailer.
It's something I saw already.
Yeah, so... No, he was kind of nothing. I didn't care for...
Yeah, I felt like they were really trying to build him up, and I didn't really care for him.
Yeah. No, he did not create any type of memorable experience for me.
Yes, okay. All right.
No, Duke and Boom was, and that was Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Sorry.
So can I say, so I saw this interview that Tom Hanks did, and it's like, oh, we're introducing new characters. And obviously, he mentioned Duke and Boom. Then he also mentioned Combat Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was in one scene.
And he was only in one scene, and I was expecting more from Combat Carl, because it's like, we got Carl Weathers, which, if you don't know who Carl Weathers is, I only know him because he's the black guy in The Predator. He was in other stuff, but I know him as the guy in The Predator.
They might have shot more scenes.
But I was just like, Combat Carl wasn't in anything, and I just felt bad for the last little soldier guy who never got high five.
That was so funny. It was like, so there were 3 soldiers, and like they were always high fiving, and then like Woody gave him a high five, but there was one that never, like everybody always left him hanging.
Yes.
It was funny. It was small stuff like that in there that just made me think that the movie was just really funny, in my opinion. So, yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. That's the gist. You can go watch it.
Are we going to talk about? Well, this is all spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Woody left.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I guess we talk. Well, that's why I was saying it should be the end. Yeah,
Well, right, because first of all, Toy Story without Woody is not Toy
Yeah.
Story.
yeah, you cannot.
That's true.
And it started with Toy Story, and it should end with Toy Story.
Yeah, so Woody left because he realized like Bonnie doesn't need him,
Yeah.
and that he's better off with the Lost Toy Group.
Yeah.
And so they kind of just had this moment of like, this is the end. So I felt like this should be the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially since it's a separation of Woody and Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're far apart. They were on a road trip. Woody
Yeah.
and Buzz are, hundreds of miles away from each other now.
Yeah.
And
They're with a traveling carnival.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so you cannot have Toy Story without Woody and Buzz. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this is the end. Because I do not want to see Toy Story without both of them together.
I agree.
yeah. And then it wasn't cheesy that he left. I kind of felt,
You
I was
knew.
like, I thought it was weird that he was going back.
I felt like, I'm like, Woody needs to leave.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were building up to. So I really did think, like, if he gets back on, that bus, like, what would be the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Woody did leave. I'm sorry that I didn't mention that.
It's like the main thing.
I
We were
know.
building up to it, and you wasn't even going to mention it.
My bad. Yeah, so Woody left.
The main
but it was
spoiler to
fitting
be
in.
spoiled.
Exactly. What's the purpose of a spoiler review? We're not going to talk about the best thing about the spoiler.
Fair enough. So, there you've been spoiled. Spoiled like some milk left on the counter.
So if you didn't see this, sorry.
Oh, yeah, if you didn't see it. I don't think it really matters, honestly. You still can enjoy this.
Yeah, no, I guess not. I mean, because if you don't see him leaving from 1,000 miles away,
Yeah.
seriously, you have other issues.
Hey, he wasn't getting played with anyway, so
Yeah.
it didn't really, like, Bonnie wouldn't miss him, so it was fine.
No.
Yeah, so that's about it. So as always, we go into box office a bit. It made over $40 million Friday.
That's pretty good.
And it's projected to make, $123 million over the weekend.
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, it's a Disney movie. Kids movies always make a ton of money
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
And there's like nothing else is going up against.
Yeah, people are saying it's under the projections or whatever, but I'm like, it's still doing great though. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, I thought the projection was what 130. I thought
I think it was between 150 and 200.
that seems. High.
It seems high,
Yeah.
honestly,
Seems
for a
incredibly
kids
high.
movie.
Why was they expecting that?
I don't know, but it's definitely killing in the box office, so it's doing fine. I don't think it's going to have any problems.
I mean, it wasn't nothing. I mean, 2 other movies came out this weekend, but I mean, I don't see them being.
What were they?
Huh?
Was it like Chucky or something that came out?
Oh, Chucky came out.
Child's
Yeah,
Play,
but-
and something else came out too.
Those are 2 different audiences.
Yeah. So yeah, no,
So they're not even really competing with each other.
no.
Well, speaking of disappointments, though,
Men in Black.
actual disappointments and not fake disappointments, Dark Phoenix, 2 weekends out, made $208 million
Wow. So
worldwide.
wow. I read that they're losing theaters.
Yeah.
Yes, they're projected to lose 1,600 theaters.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, theaters are like, why are we showing this?
Yeah, so
That's bad.
yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
So not only are you not making a lot of money now, but you're going to lose the opportunity to even make more. And this is only 2 weeks.
This is the second week,
mind you,
or third. Will it be the third weekend?
This is the third weekend.
Yeah.
So excuse me, correction. 3 weekends in, $208 million. You suck.
Yeah.
Now it's projected to lose $200 million overall.
Wow.
So I think last week I said $100 million. Now $200 million.
Yeah. This movie was bad.
That's a lot of money.
It was a bad movie.
It was a
It was.
bad movie, and
It
I
was.
think after I think after people saw it, it was like, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
basically.
don't waste your time.
Which is
Yeah,
true.
it is. Yeah, don't waste your
time.
I was so disappointed walking out of there, and I was expected to be disappointed, but it was just like,
Disappointing.
Yeah, you know how you expect a movie to be bad and it feels better,
Yeah.
like it's better than you thought it was going to be, so you feel better about the movie.
Yeah. This was as bad as you thought.
it was,
It was
worse.
worse than what I
It
thought.
was worse. I'm with Darren on this. It was
God.
worse than what I thought.
So horrible. I really want those 2 hours back.
Oh well, you're never getting those back.
Jeez. Yeah, no, it was so bad. It shouldn't make money. Actually, Disney, you should have took a chance and not. But you know what? If Disney never released this, then there will be people out there
Yeah.
saying like, "Oh, it probably would have been really good."
Yep.
So I feel like they had to.
Yeah, I feel like Disney is
To
just
prove a point,
I just
at least.
well, not even that. I just feel like it's on the table. You might as well just release it. Same thing with New Mutants. You might as well just release it.
Yeah, it's
you,
getting released.
You already know it's a lost cause to begin with. So
I have a good
Well,
feeling
apparently they're
about
trying to
New
fix-
Mutants, though.
I don't. Well, they're reshooting it. It depends on how much Disney reshoots. Are they redoing the movie, or are we going to just chop in some stuff? Because chopping in stuff never
No,
works.
I don't.
I'm just saying.
AKA
no, it doesn't.
Justice League.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know what to think about New Mutants. I mean, it was never really something I was interested in anyways.
I thought it could be interesting.
And then
though.
it was just like all of the issues and stuff, even before Disney bought it. It was just.
it got pushed back way.
Yeah,
too
it's
many
just the same
times.
thing with like James Bond that's coming up. They had so many problems. I just feel like this movie.
I think it's going to be a good
If one
movie,
thing
though.
is,
I think James Bond is going to be good.
no, if one thing is shown, when you have behind the scenes issues that happen, generally the movies don't turn
That's
out
what I'm
well.
saying. When a movie has that many issues, I mean, it just that's what I'm like. I feel like New Mutants had issues before Disney got involved.
Yeah.
Now Disney's trying to save it, and it's just I don't know. It's the same one. I feel like James Bond had issues just from the get go when they announced, "Oh yeah, we're doing this."
Yeah,
But they
Daniel
had,
Craig didn't
I'm
want
about to
do
say they
another
had to
one.
get Daniel Craig on first.
Right, so he didn't want to do it. Then there's like different directors and writing issues and people getting hurt, and it's been pushed back. No one knows what the name is still.
Well, the name is
Yeah,
always
it's
flash,
just Bond.
though. They always do.
Is
the
it
name
25?
It's 25. But see, 25 should be like awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I'd be
it-
so upset if that's bad.
flash. With the name?
Yeah. No, the
no,
movie.
the
Oh,
movie.
the movie.
It's the 25th movie. It's supposed
It's
to
the
be.
25th
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, I know it doesn't mean anything, but still.
But
That's a milestone.
25 movies that's a milestone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh man, what's Marvel's 25th movie going to be? Shang-Chi
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
yeah,
or
okay.
Eternals?
Because Spider-Man is what?
We're on 22,
We're on 22, yeah.
and is it 23 coming out?
23 is going to be Black Widow.
No, 23 is Spider-Man.
Oh, 23 is Spider-Man.
Wasn't Endgame? It wasn't
I think
Endgame
so.
22?
Yeah, I think Endgame
Yeah,
was
y'all-
22.
y'all-
it's
y'all
something
correct.
around there. We're close to 25.
Yeah, y'all correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Eternals
Yeah, I don't know,
probably.
because
I feel
Black
like that has-
Widow is the next movie after
Yes,
Oh,
Spider-Man.
that's
but-
24.
I feel like 25 movies in the MCU has less meaning because they're all different
True.
movies.
That's true.
I think they
James
would do
Bond
something
is
for
this
50,
is James Bond. Dude,
50.
I really hope I'm not still watching these.
Yes, you are.
Like, man, yeah.
Yes,
How
you
old
are.
are we going to be at 50
Yes, you are.
That's
Don't
like
even deny it.
That's another 10 years.
10 years, man.
You're not gonna be
hold on,
watching
I'm only
it at
gonna be
40?
40 years old.
You're not going to be watching this.
Yeah,
at
you
40,
are.
Danielle?
You're going to be watching this at 40.
Yes, you go.
Hopefully,
There's 40-year-olds now watching it. What
hopefully
you
I'll
talking
become a real adult and not be watching these
It's too
movies
late.
anymore.
about? Yeah,
It's
now
too
that
late.
you've joined this podcast, it's never going to happen.
Ugh.
Well, I guess at this point we could talk about some news. So let's get into the news. First, there's not a lot of news this week, but something came out. First, Marvel was making an announcement around Spider-Man, and it started with a 4 in webbing.
I saw that.
And I'm gonna say stupidly, everyone is like, "Oh, they're gonna be doing a Spider-Man 4 comic book or animated movie or something." I'm like, why would they even continue Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
People has feels about that Spider-Man.
I mean, it started off. I'm not talking badly about the
No, I think
movies.
especially for what it was at that time, it was definitely a superhero movies can be good kind of kickoff.
It helped. We wouldn't have Endgame without that Spider-Man
And
franchise.
didn't Spider-Man
I
come
would
out
agree with
before the X-Men, too?
After.
It came out after.
2002.
But I think you had two good
Yeah.
superhero movies.
Yeah.
That
in
was
a row
outside
that
of
kinda-
Batman and Superman. Because it was just
Right.
like the only...
That kinda built up, like-
the only good superhero movies
Yeah.
we had was Batman or Superman. Every time they tried to do anybody else, it was horrible. And I mean, the first two Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire was good movies. It's just the third one.
Yeah.
The third
Yeah.
one was screwed up.
And
Third
that was
one ruined
Sony's
it.
fault. But because we've had 2 reboots already, why? I don't understand why people thought that this was going to be a continuation of that story. I don't like the story's done. It's
Yeah, it's
over with. Like it's
Yeah,
over.
I don't know. I mean, I do think it's weird to start a countdown with the number 4.
It is weird to start. So people started speculating that maybe it was like a Fantastic Four Spider-Man thing, which that I'm like,
I
okay,
can understand that.
Yeah, that
I mean,
makes
like,
sense.
But seriously, who said, "Hey, let's do a countdown and start, with 4"?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, when you start with a number like that, you assume the 4 means something.
true.
Now, would y'all
They should've started
say
with
that 4
Or
could
3,
be
or 5,
the
or
start
10?
of Phase 4?
No,
'Cause-
because here's what it is. J.J. Abrams and his son, Henry, are making a Spider-Man miniseries.
Is this a TV show? Or?
No, comic book.
Oh, J.J. Abrams is writing a comic book.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I mean, it's...
People who read comics?
Yeah, I'm like, people who
Sorry.
read comics.
Sorry.
What do you mean? That's a part of our... We literally start this podcast where we
Comic
talk
books,
about
movies,
comics
and
and
everything in
movies.
We never talk about comics.
I know, but
None of us reads comics.
some of our
I read
fans may
comics.
read comics. You just lost more fans. 1, because you gave Toy Story 4 a 7. 2, because you just said, who cares about the J.J. Abrams comic?
Okay, I'm sorry. Are people hyped about this?
Probably, yes.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm probably going to actually take a peek at them if I can when they come out.
Get it from the library.
Huh?
Get it from the library.
Yeah, I will get it from the library,
Thank
okay?
That
Support
good
Get a
old
library card.
Local.
Get that.
Having
Yes.
fun isn't hard when you've got
A library card.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
absolutely right.
Yes.
Yes. You are absolutely right.
So I'm probably gonna go ahead and check that out.
Okay.
It'll be pretty good. We'll see. Next bit of news: the Black Widow movie is confirmed to be a prequel.
Oh, we knew that already.
Yeah, people were speculating that it wasn't for somehow. So now it is solidified. This is definitely a prequel.
Okay, so I don't know how much news you had about this, but Kevin Feige gave a little interview, and he still won't confirm that this is a movie.
Oh, he still won't. They're shooting currently.
I just didn't.
Scarlett Johansson is on set.
Just saying. But he mentioned something interesting. He's saying about doing a prequel. He said he wants to do a prequel that kind of adds meaning and depth to a character.
Yeah.
And he kind of mentioned Better Call Saul. I don't know if you guys watch Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
But Better Call Saul is like a prequel to that because Saul, I forgot the guy's last name.
Goodman?
Is it Goodman?
Yeah, I think so.
Is Heisenberg, Walter White's lawyer.
Yeah.
And Better Call Saul is kind of like how he gets to this point. The thing is that it's a good show and it kind of tells you a lot about Saul out of context with the Breaking Bad thing. So that's what Kevin Feige said they kind of wanted to do.
Yeah, so it's kind of the idea that this is going to give us more. It's not just a movie that's coming out. It's going to give us more depth into Natasha Romanoff and who she is.
Yeah, and also add to future movies, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Captain Marvel, even though it wasn't like a top tier movie, it still kind of did that.
Right. Well, we got information about the Tesseract before, which was cool. Not that we really needed it, but it definitely gave it to us.
Yeah.
Although the only thing about this is, I think the rumor is that they're going to introduce a new Black Widow character. I forgot what her name is supposed to be.
I heard a rumor about that because there is another one in the comics.
Yeah. So this one might introduce her. And I guess the only thing I'm disappointed about is I kind of wanted it to be like a super prequel. It kind of have like a backstory with her, Bucky, and Hawkeye. But I guess we're not getting that, which is what I wanted.
I know you really want that. I know you're getting. At least you're getting Bucky and Winter Soldier. Wait, the same people. Bucky and Falcon in a TV show.
Yeah.
How's that better than Bucky and the Black Widow?
I didn't say it was better. I said at least you're getting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
At least I'm getting that.
So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. This is supposed to come out next June, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's actually the next Marvel.
I thought it was May.
What?
I thought they said May and November was going to be the 2 months.
Oh, I think he's right. I think it's May.
What's the
so
difference?
It's only 2 next year.
That's 1 month. He said June. You said May. Whatever.
Well, we want to give our fans the correct information.
They're going to forget.
When the trailer comes out.
Literally a year from now, no one's going to remember what we said.
You be surprised.
Watch a year from now, someone pull out a playback.
They do it to Stephen A. Smith all the
You
time.
guys said. All right. This is my last bit of news. Oh, no, it's not. Still on Marvel. Endgame is being re-released.
Yeah. To break that 100 mil mark.
In the theaters. I think, how long has it been out of theaters?
Probably only about 2 weeks or so, right?
So, yeah, it's being re-released with some extras. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to make this clear. These extras are just literally just like DVD extras.
This is definitely, they're giving you the Blu-ray movie.
Yeah, so you do not have to, like, this isn't a must-see. However, if you just want to go see Endgame again in theaters.
So they can break the record. Honestly,
Right.
I think that's going to be the driving force for people to go.
Yeah, well, that's the point of this re-release. Let's be real. This is so they can beat Avatar.
Or, lead up to Spider-Man.
It's not to lead up to Spider-Man. They want to beat Avatar.
Yes, they do want to beat Avatar. And I ain't mad at that. Look, they need, $45 million? They'll get it.
Yeah, they'll get it. And I was going to say, I'm not mad at it. And if you just want to go see Endgame again in a theater and get that theater feel for watching the movie, go ahead and do it. I don't want people to go see it because they think that the extras are actually something different. I don't think
anyone is, though, because they could have re-released this without extras. Quotation mark on extras.
Yeah.
And I feel like you said Endgame is getting re-released. I was like, cool. That's before I read the article that said, oh, yeah, we're adding deleted scenes. Whatever.
And these are all post-credit stuff. So the whole movie is just, Endgame. But it's cool. Go out there and see it. Help them beat Avatar. I'm fine with it. I'm not against it.
Yes.
Because I don't like Avatar anyway.
Nope.
So
Avatar needs to be dethroned.
Yeah. All right. Last bit of news. Men in Black International.
Wait a minute. Why didn't we end on Endgame?
I don't know.
Goodness. Get your life.
It's not how I wrote it.
Well, obviously you can read and talk.
Fine. Okay.
Goodness.
All right. We'll back up. Men in Black International it's a small bit of news. It doesn't really matter.
So we should have ended on Endgame.
I wanted to end on this, I guess.
Okay, continue.
Anyway, apparently the original script was supposed to have like some nuanced story about immigration in it, which kind of makes sense for Men in Black.
Yes.
And I thought that would have been a good way to go about it.
Yes.
Instead of whatever they threw in theaters. Because it was not good.
It was not.
Yeah. So that was it.
Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, I did read that there was a kind of like, I guess, disagreement between writers and whatnot of what the story was going to be about. And apparently there was a lot of issues on set with this movie.
Yeah.
And as we said previously, that usually relates into an awful movie.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so yeah, no, they probably should have kept the immigration thing. I don't know, they thought it was too sensitive or whatever.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not like aliens are real. So.
Right.
Yeah. People might not even have gotten it.
And if they did, and you feel some type of way about it, so what?
Yeah. So that's it for the news. So we'll get into what you're doing. So Danielle, what you doing?
I am watching Community, and I know I'm about 10 years late on this show. But so let me say that I know everyone's like, this is a good show. So I tried watching it when it was aired regularly, and I didn't like it. And I tried watching it a few times after that, because it's been on Hulu forever, and I didn't like it. But for some reason, this week, I watched it, and here's what I did. I started in season 4. And I picked a random episode, and I liked it. And I watched part of season 4. Then I went back to the beginning. So, so I don't know why. For the longest, for years and years and years, I did not like this show. But now I'm watching it, and now I like it.
I watched Community. I thought it was okay. It wasn't like I was never like, oh, this is.
I mean, you know, it's no Office or Parks and Rec.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. The
it's a
Russo
good
brothers
show.
did it, so
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
they're
good
decent.
show. I did like their paintball episode.
Yeah, I like. I don't think they did this in the first season, but they started doing where each episode was a different kind of movie.
Okay.
Like you had the air duct scene or whatever, where they were all stuck in a room or whatever.
Okay.
And you know they do that on sitcoms all the time. And then the paintball one,
Yeah.
that was another type. And then they did like a horror movie, and then they kept doing different genres and stuff, which I thought was pretty good. But I never finished Community.
I plan on finishing it. I mean, it took about 6 years for it to grow on me. But now that I am watching it, I'm not going to say I'm going to finish it. I don't finish TV shows. I may finish this. Because their seasons are short. They're only like 13 episodes or something.
Yeah, pretty short.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. Derek, what you doing?
I finally watched Lego Batman.
What?
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I watched it twice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. So I wonder how many episodes ago when y'all were clowning me for liking this movie so much.
You watched
he
it
watched
didn't
it
say it.
twice.
I said the movie was good. I enjoyed it.
I did not say I saw it 5 times in there. Y'all added that extra. Just bring it out. Y'all added that extra.
Look, okay.
I really liked it. I liked the movie. And
I just thought that your 5 times was excessive.
You know what?
So you are admitting that
Since
you've
you
seen
brought
it
it up.
5 times.
Yes, I know. I will admit I've seen it 5 times.
Okay.
I've seen it 5
Okay.
times. And since you brought it up, I was like, oh, when's the last time I watched this?
Yesterday.
I might make it 6.
Oh, goodness.
Hi.
Gonna make it.
You watched it yesterday there.
Oh,
Whatever,
when
you
were
watched
supposed
it
to be
2
watching
times in a
Toy Story.
row.
Did you really watch Toy Story? No.
Yeah, obviously, I'm the one who remembered that Woody left.
She was in the theater with Lego Batman
Right.
on her phone.
Right. Yeah, I really like the whole Phantom Zone thing, and it had like all the villains in it. So it had like Voldemort and Jaws and Sauron and all of them.
All the Warner Brothers
Yeah,
villains.
basically. Basically, I thought that was pretty funny. And then I also was watching, it's a thing on YouTube, and I think you mentioned this before, Darren, how it should have ended. And they do different Marvel and DC movies, and basically it's like a spoof. So they did one about Endgame, and it was like how the movie should have ended, and it was just like they go back in time, but they go back in time before Thanos destroys the stones originally, and cuts off his arm and then cuts off his head. But then it was like with Thor, it was like, I'm Thor, Odin's son. You probably don't recognize me because of the hair in my beard. Because, you got the beard all twisted up.
Yeah.
But it was like when since Thanos is dead, it was like all the villains mourning Thanos being dead instead of the heroes mourning Iron Man being dead. So it was like all movie villains. So it was like Alien and Predator, Terminator, Joker, and Harley Quinn. Just all of them. And then if you've seen these, they always have the Emperor from Star Wars. And so he was the very last one they showed, and he was like, no one is never dead. And then it was like they show Batman, and you're like, I'm Batman. Because it's a spoof off of when they did how it should have ended with the Avengers and everybody was disappearing. And so when it got to Batman, this is starting to disappear. He was like, I am Batman. And he reversed the dust. And Batman doesn't get dusted because he's Batman. So in all of these, how it should have ended, the Emperor or Batman is in every single one for whatever reason. And it doesn't matter. It could be a Marvel movie, a DC movie, a regular movie. One of them are always in it. And it's hilarious. So, and I'm like, that's so funny about Batman getting dusted. And I'm like, if it was a movie, Batman would be the only one not to get dusted. He would have came up with something.
Of course. Because he's Batman.
Because he's Batman.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I've seen those, and those are hilarious. Like, if y'all haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Yeah. And it kind of does kind of spoofed on Batman, is that Batman, even though he's the one without powers, always managed to win simply because he's Batman.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I do like that. All right, then here's what I'm doing. Well, a couple of things. First, I rewatched Captain Marvel this past week.
You bought that?
Yeah, I pretty much get all the Marvel movies.
There you go, Darren. Don't let Danielle ruin it for you.
Plus, my wife really enjoyed it. And the second watch, I enjoyed it a lot more than I did seeing it in theater. So I think I might up my score for the movie. I don't remember what I gave it, but I'll give it a 7.5 after rewatching it. So I don't know. It was more enjoyable the second time, knowing what was going to happen, than the first time I watched it. Second thing that I'm doing, I recently came across a PlayStation VR on sale.
Okay.
So I got that, and my first foray into the VR gaming stuff. I have to say, it's pretty awesome. Like, it is pretty awesome. Some of the games are not what you expect. Two of the better games, and I didn't get these. Like, I looked up, the best games to buy, and some people mentioned these, and I'm like, why? I don't even do these. But they were a part of a demo, so I'm like, okay, I'll play them. And it's like, one is, the main character is like this little mouse character, and it's not what you think. It's not a first-person game. Well, it kind of is, but not. It's like a platformer or a venture game, and you're playing with the mouse, but instead of looking at a screen, it's hard to explain. When people say that you have to experience VR instead of someone explaining it, it's really true. Okay. But it's like you're playing this game, but instead of a screen in front of you, the screen is around you, and it's like you're in this 3D space, and you're helping this little mouse out. Like, if there's a stone in his way, you'll move the stone out of the way, and you're controlling him too, like you're playing a regular, video
So you're like
game.
trying to get through a maze?
No, this is a demo, but it has an actual story to it, so it's not just a maze or whatever.
Okay.
But like as he's traveling through, something might be in his way, and you'll like open the door for him. Or
Because you know what I was thinking of? Remember that game on like one of the first computers? You had a little mouse and like get the little cheese thing, and
Oh yeah,
there was like something chasing you.
I remember that. I forget what that was called.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was addictive. All those, they need to bring those back.
Yeah. So, my thought is, and a lot of people are saying this, you know what? When they say like things will move over to VR, I think they're right. Like, this is like you could play this game on a 2D but then it would just be like every other game. Being in the environment, playing as the character is so different.
Okay.
And it's like, it's not 3D models on a flat screen. It's like it's 3D. You start off in his house, and I can look around in the mouse's house, like moving my head, looking around and everything. And it just,
Wow.
I don't know. The immersion is pretty
It probably
awesome.
has a lot of jump
And it
factors too, since everything is like right there in your face.
Yeah, there are plenty of horror games on in VR. You guys already know I'm not big on horror, so
Yeah, you're a scaredy cat.
I didn't play any of those. But whatever. There's a Batman VR.
Yeah, there is.
I know, I saw. You should get it. It was on sale last weekend.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
You know she knows.
of course.
Look, if it's on sale, y'all hilarious. Because I started to buy Arkham Knight,
Yeah.
and then I thought it was $7, but it was $9, and I didn't get it.
I have
What?
Arkham Knight still in the plastic.
Wait, no, we're not going to address the fact that she didn't get a game because it was $2 more.
Oh yeah.
It was
I just skipped
I was
over.
all for.
$2.
I was look when
What's
I
the
thought
difference between $7 and $9? Unless you're
$2.
5.
It was enough difference for me.
Okay.
This is coming from the person that makes the most money out of all of
Right,
us, by
yeah.
the way.
Barely.
Mm-hmm.
Barely.
Barely?
Oh,
Barely.
Barely?
okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure, barely. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, anyways, Batman VR was also on sale.
Okay, yeah. The other little game is kind of similar to the mouse one, except for this one is more of instead of an adventure game, it's more of a platformer.
Okay.
And again, you're not affecting the environment, you're just playing with the character, but it creates like a different feel because, to see where to go, sometimes you may have to like look around a corner or something like that and figure out where to go.
So, do they have games like remember Time Crisis?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
I-
there are games like that.
We should get that.
Huh? You should get that. Okay. We'll see what games are. I have Creed. I'm going to check that out. I haven't played it yet.
Okay. Why don't you bring that over here so I can play it?
Okay. I have to bring my entire PlayStation.
Yes. My TV's better, so
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a VR headset.
it doesn't matter. My TV's better.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring it over so you can check it out.
Okay.
So it's pretty fun, and I played some of the first-person things too, and it's pretty cool. Some games are better than others, but I think it's pretty awesome. I was thinking like, if they start doing movies like this, that would be interesting.
Seems like a lot.
That would take a whole lot, but that could be an interesting kind of immersive experience. For
Isn't that kind of what IMAX is?
Yeah.
I guess. But when you move your head, the camera doesn't move.
Okay, yeah.
So, but anyhow, that's what I was doing. So, I'll check out some more stuff. The two games I was playing, one is Moss is the mouse one, and I think it's, I forget it's bot something for the other one. It's a little robot. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. But, anyhow, yeah, it's cool. So, with that being said, I guess that's it for the podcast. So, of course, you guys, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/3D Rivals. You can also reach us on Gmail. If you want to send us an email, it's 3drivals@gmail.com. We're on Twitter now. So that's 3_rivals, at 3_rivals on Twitter. Or you can just search 3D Rivals. We'll be there. So if you want to reach out to us in any of those formats, you can, and we'll appreciate it. And, of course, we'll answer you back. So with that being said, thank you very much for listening, guys. And
Peace out.
Good night, everybody.